Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at TechTrader.com. It's July the 29th. These are the charts of the day. Well, Wall Street could not get a downside follow-through and had a nice up session. Matter of fact, closing near the highs for the day, going away with some great action and great trading action for some of the tech traders. Let's take a look at a few of the participants and some new ones. AMD, which has been a swing since it broke out here at 60, has just rocketed straight to 77 in the last few days with gaps there and there. I'm not sure we have a lot more to go, but I think on a short-term basis, we might get to the 79.82 zone. Stay tuned. It's going to get interesting. Blink, explosive day. Now, I showed you that wedge yesterday, and today it exploded, and I put a swing on it. We had a swing when it first broke out, and the stock has extended very nicely. Near-term targets 11 and 14 as are my swing targets, and we might see 11 pretty soon, quick, or maybe even as early as tomorrow, the way this looks. Sienna's a long-time old tech star, but you can see that it's really ramped up in the last couple of years, 3-4 years, from the mid-teens to 60. Today's high being 59.82, the highest we've seen in many years. My swing target now 64.5 to 5. CLSK popped $1.13 at 20%. That breaks it out. Some resistance is 7.5. Today's high was 7.34. But I think momentum might carry this to 9.5, 10 zone. Stay tuned. FEYE, he had a really nice day. 32 million shares, up 18% at 246. That popped out of the base. And for me, that breakaway gap is important on that kind of volume. I think you're going to see a run to test quickly their 17 range. With any luck, we may extend that initially to about 18, 18 and a quarter. That's my near-term target. Secondary target is going to be around 20. Futu is a run, and look at the breakout of the base here and the beautiful run up. Now, recently, after a big run, it took it from 8 or so to 32, 300%. It went into a month-long consolidation. But today, a breakaway gap. Now, watch this high at 33.80. We get through that near term, we might see the stock run into the 38 to 40 zone. That's my target. INSG broke out. Really nice pop today and yesterday, taking it from about 10.5 to near 14 today. That breaks out across the entire range of the last 3 months, and we may be headed for a pop and a run up towards 15, my next target. We get to that, 19 is my target. Jumaya, Chinese player, nice move today, gaining another $1.18 or 11.5% on 11 million. We're at the top of the channel right now, so we may have some hesitancy here, but if momentum carries us any further, we could see a run up near 16. Needless to say, Kodak may be the star of the year so far, having gone from 2 and change to 60 in 2+ sessions. Today's high, spiking it up all the way to 60, and then watching it drop into the 20s before it rebounded, was up a mere 25.26, 318% on 276 million shares. I would call that a blow-off. So you may need to see this thing back and fill and consolidate. I wouldn't be aggressive with it, but it might be a good day trade. LB. Well, LB also exploded and had a nice breakaway. Blowing through the gap fill area and running up to retest the highs and maybe even take them out. The 52-week high looks like 28.02. So we may be there tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on that level as resistance. If it gets through that, we might see something in the low 30s even. LRN 48.60 up 162. Popped its wedge, ran up to resistance and backed off. I think it's a bit extended, but it sure has momentum. I'd be looking for something in the mid-50s for starters. LVGL, very similar, but broke out of an ascending bull coil today, and looks like that could head to the top of the channel, which right now calls for about 140. Low-priced MGI broke out of a 2-month coil today. Volume was 3.3 million. Obviously, my next target is going to be somewhere around there, which is a gap fill from way back in here, and a retest of that high. So let's look for 4.05 and then 4 3/4 5. NCR, one of the old tech favorites of bygone years. Certainly National Cash Register, now NCR, broke out of a mini base today, spiking 233 or 14% on 2.5 million. Best volume on an up day since April. Next target 22.5 and 24. NEU 204 higher, up 11%. Now the falling wedge that we saw recently was probably taken out today, but for confirmation, I need this across 2080. We get through that, we might see a run it back up to 25 or better. A new one is QTRX. From what I have from my institutional clients, this stock looks like a really strong fundamental play, but from a technical standpoint today, it exploded 352 or 12.5%. It's a thinly traded stock, so it might fly. Let's look for an immediate retest of the 36.5 area. We get through that, I'm looking for low 40s. RVP's been steady and strong. Broke out of a coil a couple days ago, followed through today. Up another $1.30 or 12%. I think this could accelerate to the mid-teens at least. SPAQ, one of those special purpose acquisition formed companies. You can see that the reversal day and an engulfing reversal day, very bullish, might lead to a target of around 15.5 next. TENB software stock exploded out of a big wedge pattern, going through a double top with a breakaway gap and testing the April high from last year. So more than a 52-week high today. The next target has got to be 39.5 or better. Tupperware, as much as I hate to admit it, with a spectacular day today. Breakaway gap, huge volume, 42 million shares, up 652. That's 68% for Tupperware in one day. There is a major declining top line and lateral resistance here, so I would expect it to pull back and consolidate. And finally, Workhorse, stirring late in the day today. I wanted to show you the pattern because I really like this coil. Watch for a potential pop. Initially, I needed to get it through 17.25 and then maybe 18. We get through 17.25, 18, 23 is your initial target, and maybe high 20s to low 30s. Very potential. Very much potentially doable. That's it for tonight, and this is HP signing off. Let's make some money tomorrow. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.